Good morning, students. In this module, you are going to learn about synchronous generator and induction motor. Under synchronous generator, you have principle of operation, constructional details, synchronous speed and frequency, EMF equation, and the concept of winding factor. All this as per your prescribed VTU syllabus. Principle of operation. About the synchronous generator. The electric power is generated using three-phase alternators. So whatever the power you are utilizing now, whatever the power you are using at your home or at your office, that is generated in one place and distributed at the customer end, and you are receiving that and you are using that. When it is generated using the three-phase alternator. So the basic principle is whenever a coil is rotated in a magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. This is the famous Faraday's law of induction. So this EMF is called dynamically induced EMF. When the coil is rotated in a magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. This EMF is called dynamically induced EMF. You can see here the north and south pole shown here. So this gives you the magnetic field. Inside the magnetic field, you can see a coil is placed here. When it is rotated, EMF will be induced in this coil. What happens if you keep the coil stationary and if you rotate the magnetic field? What will happen? Whether the EMF will be induced? Yes, of course, the EMF will be now also will be induced. That is, it also will be generated if the field rotates and the conductor becomes stationary. So, the relative motion between the conductor and the field induces the EMF in the conductor. Whether the field is rotating or the coil is rotating, whenever there is a relative motion between the conductor and the field, there are two main components, that is the conductor, one is the conductor and the other one is field. Whenever there is a relative motion, so the EMF will be induced in the conductor. This principle is used in whether it is a DC generator or a synchronous generator or a alternator, whatever it is, the principle of working or principle of producing EMF is this one. Alternators are also called synchronous generator. The AC generators can be called as alternators. This is also called synchronous generator. The name synchronous, why it is synchronous? Because it rotates at the constant speed called ns. Since it rotates at the constant speed at definite speed, it is called as synchronous generator. Why it has to be rotated in a constant or a definite speed? Because to produce the EMF of a fixed frequency. So if ns is the related with the frequency, as ns is equal to 120 f by p, where f is the frequency and p is the total number of poles. So for different frequency, by changing the pole, you can have different for the particular frequency. By changing the number of poles, you can have different speed. Synchronous generator, how the EMF is generated. So consider here a relative motion of a single conductor. You can see in the middle or in the center a coil ABCD is placed. It is placed under the magnetic field. Magnetic field is produced by the poles N and S. That is, there are two stationary poles. You are going to rotate the coil. So you consider a relative motion between the coil and the magnetic field. Let the conductor starts rotating. A conductor starts rotating in the clockwise direction. At this instant, at the initial stage, when this position, the entire velocity component is parallel. You can see from north to south the direction of the flux lines. When the coil is rotating, its velocity component will be parallel to the flux lines. When it is parallel to the flux lines, it will not cut any of the flux. So there will not be any change in the flux. When there is no change in the flux, there will not be any EMF will be induced in the conductor. The same is given when the conductor starts rotating at this instant. In the beginning, the entire velocity component is parallel to the flux lines. Hence, there is no cutting of flux lines by the conductor. So, there are no flux change, no rate of change of flux. So, at this instant, since the rate of change of flux is 0, accordingly the induced EMF is also 0. When the conductor moves from position 1 to position 2, previously when the initial it is in vertical, now it is rotated clockwise. You can see the direction is also marked here when it is rotated clockwise, when it is in this position. As it moves, the part of the velocity component becomes perpendicular to the flux lines, so it cuts the flux lines. So how fast it cuts, or like what is the portion of the flux it is cut, accordingly the EMF will be induced, and proportional to that EMF gets induced in the conductor. The magnitude of such an induced EMF increases as the conductor moves from position 1 to 2. In the position 1 here in this place, there will not be no change in the flux. That is, since the velocity component is parallel to the flux lines, there is no cutting of flux, there is no change in the flux. As it rotates, as it starts moving, the change in the flux increases. Accordingly, the EMF, the magnitude of the EMF is also increased. When the conductor at position 2, when it is in the position 2, the entire velocity component is perpendicular to the flux lines. So the maximum of change in flux will be there. So there exists a cutting of flux lines, and at this instant the induced EMF in the conductor is at its maximum. As the position of the conductor changes from position 2 to position 3, again it is similar to the position 1. The velocity component perpendicular to the flux starts decreasing. When it was in position 2, the velocity component is perpendicular to the flux. As it rotated further, that perpendicular to the flux line, it starts decreasing. Accordingly, the change in the flux also will be decreased. So the magnitude of the induced EMF also starts decreasing. At position 3, again the entire velocity component is parallel to the flux lines, and hence at this instant the induced EMF in the conductor is 0. As the conductor moves from the position 3 to position 4, again the velocity component starts perpendicular to the flux lines. So that the portion of the velocity component, how much it is perpendicular, or how much it is produces change in the flux, that starts increasing as you change from position 3 to position 4. But the direction of the velocity component, now it is opposite to the direction of the velocity component existing during the movement of the conductor from the position 1 to position when it is in position 1 to 2 direction. Previously when it is 1 to 2, there was the EMF induced maximum in one side. Now when it is from position 3 to 4, it is similar to 1 to position, but in the opposite direction the EMF will be maximum. Hence an induced EMF in the conductor increases but in the opposite direction. At position 4, it achieves maxima in the opposite direction, as in the entire velocity component becomes perpendicular to the flux lines. Again from the position 4 to 1, that is the starting position, the induced EMF decreases, and finally at the position again it becomes 0 at this position 1. This cycle continues as the conductor rotates at a certain speed. So if we plot the magnitude of the induced EMF against the time with respect to the position, we will get an alternating nature of the induced EMF as shown in the figure here. At position 1, you can see, since the velocity component is parallel to the flux lines, there will not be any induced EMF. as it rotates from position 1 to 2, it starts increasing. At position 2 it reaches maximum, that is shown here. At position 2 it is maximum. Again further it is when it is rotated, when it moves from position 2 to position 3, again the portion of the flux lines cut by the conductor will starts decreasing. Accordingly the EMF also will be decreased. So at position 3, similar to the position 1, it is parallel to the flux line, so EMF induced will be 0. Now from the position 3 to 4, again the portion of the flux lines cut will start increasing. So accordingly EMF also will be increasing, but in the opposite direction. So at position 4, you can see the EMF will be induced, the EMF will be maximum in the opposite direction. So when you plot based on that formula, like whatever seen in the first slide, if you calculate the number of poles per particular speed, or based on the number of poles, if you calculate the synchronous speed, for 2 poles the synchronous speed will be 3000, and for the 4 poles it is 1500. Similarly for 12 poles it is 500, 16 poles it is, the speed will be 375. So that's all about the working or the principle of operation of the synchronous generator. We'll see in the remaining, we'll see in the next.